Hello and welcome to Teleislas News with the most relevant and important information of the day. The new Secretary of Government was sworn in this afternoon at the Coral Palace.
Governor Everett Harkins sworn in Abel Solomon Archibald as the new Secretary of Government, who will be in charge of the Secretariat of Infrastructure until the head of this office, Alain J. Stephens, completes the medical leave he currently has.
Thanks to God and to the Governor who has placed his trust in me by appointing me to the Secretariat of Government. We will work hand in hand on our security issues and everything that concerns the Secretariat of Government, and also on many issues in which we can contribute in the Secretariat of Infrastructure that deserves to begin to be processed. Then we will be attentive to all these situations, to all these works, and we hope to have the support of the community and the Secretariat of Government and the Secretariat of Infrastructure.
Deputy Carlos Carvajal spoke about the decision of the Contentious Administrative Court, which requested that he be investigated for the plenary of November 30, 2020. Likewise, Deputy Margit Bandera spoke about the annulment of her election as President of the Duma.
Today was announced the decision of the Contentious Administrative Court, where the election of the Deputy Margit Bandera as President of the Assembly was declared null and declared elected as President of this body to the Deputy Escorcio Christopher. The court also requested that the prosecutors and the Attorney General Office investigate the Deputy Carlos Carvajal for the plenary held on November 30, 2020 year. The public servant spoke before the investigation that is requested against him, as well as the statement of the President of the Duma.
Primero que todo, acatar, digamos, la decisión que hoy ha tomado.
First of all, abide by the decision taken by the Administrative Court. I am at peace. I believe that I acted according to the internal regulations. It remains now to wait for the call from the courts, the prosecutor's office, and the Attorney General's office, in which I will have to outline my arguments and wait for the result with total confidence.
The Deputy Margit Bandera speaks out on the decision of the court that annulled her election as President of the Assembly, indicating that she accepts the decision of the court.
It is really a respectable position. It is the authority who has made the decision. The deputies were waiting for that ruling to know what was coming for the Departmental Duma. Personally, I, Margit Bandera, accept the decision of the court, and I believe that changes are taking place in the department, both from the Assembly and from the government. Now we can work together so things can move forward, as we had little governance in these last months. I think the community should feel very happy with the changes that are taking place.
On the other hand, it is worth remembering that Deputy Escorcio Christopher already exercised his function as President of the Duma since the beginning of the year. Similarly, it should be noted that this decision could not be appealed by any of the parts.
People between 65 and 69 years of age can be vaccinated in the department against COVID-19 through an appointment within the new stage of implementation of the National Vaccination Plan.
With a new batch of doses from the AstraZeneca stage 3 of the vaccination schemes of people over 65 years of age in the archipelago has begun. One official of the Health Secretariat has indicated how the vaccination will be deployed and the steps to be followed by those who wish to be immunized.
The ministry assigned us 1,210 doses of AstraZeneca vaccines to start applying it within the population from 65 to 69 years of age. Yesterday, we started the application of vaccines in that population, and we are requesting for people to call the ESE in an orderly manner so that they can be scheduled or come directly to the hospital to be scheduled and then receive this vaccine. They will also be making home visits for those people who have mobility problems, and there may be some external sites where they can call people to schedule them and make the application of the vaccines.
Data from the departmental government indicated that until yesterday, April 28, 528 doses of Pfizer's have been applied in San Andres to health personnel. 316 AstraZeneca vaccines and 3,354 Sinovac vaccines were applied to over 70 years old. In the municipality of Port Providence, there are a total of 4,092 vaccines of Sinovac that were received. 3,703 people were immunized, and the remaining 242 doses are being provided to people from the municipality who, after Hurricane Iota, reside in San Andres.
And in order to help the islands during the current economic and health crisis, UNESCO is present also to support Governor Everett Hawkins agreeing with his legal matters.
Yesterday, the islands received UNESCO Director for Peace, who has come to work for health, education, sport, and other necessary issues for the islands, and will also work in the specific case of the governor.
Me siento muy honrado y afortunado.
I feel very honored that he has chosen the archipelago and has taken an interest in our case to come and give us the support we need to be able to do the right things. This country must know that I am innocent and I have done things right and I have done them transparently.
The Director for Peace from the UNESCO expressed to the cameras how he would work from the international position for the good of the archipelago.
I'm here learning about Ireland, and when I talked to the governor this morning, all the secretary, we realized that we have a lot we can do together. On education, the Secretary of Education was there, and I think we are going to work with the Secretary of Education, okay? Because the young people in this island need to have things that they could do to be proactive. And I want the Secretary of Health, we're going to work together to make sure that this island that has only very challenging health structure will benefit from that. We talk about security, we talk about so many other things, but those are some of the things that the governor and I agreed to work on.
In the next few days, UNESCO Peace Commissioner will be visiting the sister island of Old Providence to provide assistance in face of the impact of the Hurricane Iota.
And after having delivered the house in which they worked for more than 2 months, which was destroyed by Hurricanes Eta and Iota, the Specific Command of San Andres and Old Providence, together with the National Unit for Risk and Disaster Management and the General Manager for the reconstruction of the archipelago, completely handed over a house in Morrislanding.
This is where all those hands came together to develop this work. Miss Susana, who is in charge of the reconstruction, as soon as she found out about the situation, she instructed the risk management unit to join the project to recover this lady's house. Immediately, we all started to work, and I believe that today we feel reassured that Judith has a decent house in which she can feel at ease.
According to the Rear Admiral, the departmental government is already working on a housing recovery plan in which, if they are allowed to, they will be happy to participate so that this may be only one of the many houses that would be built.
Teleislas News spoke with the Technical Vice President of FINDETER about the use of screeds or cement under the footings of new houses. He explained the reason for the omission in some of the constructions.
Desolados debajo de las zapatas de algunas casas nuevas ha causado preocupación en la comunidad. The omission of cement under the footing in some new houses has caused concern in the community. Teleislas News spoke with the Technical Vice President of FINDETER, who explained the reason behind these actions.
La construcción de cada una de estas.
The construction of each one of these houses in the first step. The first stage is to carry out a soil study of each one of them. This soil study shows the conditions in which each one of these housing solutions must be built.
The Vice President explained that although the houses are in the same sector, the soil can vary, and that is why the solutions also vary according to the soil study.
What should they reach to the depth where the soil can withstand that house that they are holding, or is anti-seismic, which means that they will have the seismic resistance standard and additionally withstand winds over 250 kilometers.
Finally, he emphasizes that some houses will need ground improvement, others will need concrete cubes, but in others, the ground is good enough. Therefore, they shared the following message.
Tengan la tranquilidad.
Have the peace of mind and confidence that the work that is being done is technically well executed, with detailed analysis and studies for each house.
The construction of new houses contemplates a footing in high-resistant steel immersed and galvanized for the protection of saline environments.
And this afternoon, Pro Archipelago, with the support of the police, delivered a playground for the children of the Southwest Bay area.
In order to add to the process of recovery of public spaces for children of Old Providence affected by Iota, and as support to the National Police, today a small park was delivered in the Southwest Bay section.
Today we try recovering them public spaces for the children them.
we know we have a social, also it's not just reconstruction with cement and also them things, we have to work from the social part, and our children, them, is somebody very important in us. Them is the future for tomorrow, and also leaders from the community are worried about this process, and them come to way and ask you about how we can help out, and this is a way to begin.
The National Police will be in charge of the care of the park for the benefit of the South community.
Para nosotros, la niñez, los niños.
For us, children and adolescents are an extremely important population, and we assume a commitment to take care of the park, but above all, to take care of the children. We want these people to be excellent human beings and exemplary citizens in a few years, and with these spaces for recreation and fun, we believe that we are achieving this.
Social Manager Vicky Bernard thanked the gesture and thanked those who made the park a reality.
Thanks to Pro Archipelago, Antioquia Presente, and to the police who came to recover this park for the use of the children and their recreation. This place is very important for them. You can see the joy. Every afternoon you can come, and here you will find children. They will no longer be wandering on the streets. When parents go to work now and don't know where the children are, they can come by and find them here in this park.
The park had an investment of around 12 million pesos.
Hello, here are the best sports of the islands. Kids are the future of our community. That is why they merit all the attention for their education and formation in sports. Definitely, the little ones are the future of our archipelago, and Jenny Matos knows it. That is why Coach Matos dedicates her time and effort to educate them in different aspects, both in sports and academics. Jenny wants to form talent athletes in basketball, especially in the female branch. With her new little school, Jenny dedicates her time and love to these little sportswomen and boys. We spoke to teacher Jenny, who gave us more details.
The idea is to encourage them from their childhood stage to start playing sports so that they can know how to carry themselves in their day-to-day role in society. I teach them everything from their childhood stage, didactic games. Sometimes I take them to the beach, and they also do their aerobics, anaerobics, etc. Since my thing is basketball, I stick to my basketball. I also support them in the academic area and help them with their homework at my house.
What a great incentive and support Coach Matos is for these little girls and boys. In a well-defined game, Caribbean Storm Cimarrones defeated Hurricanes in the first game in the Bubble of Cali. The team led by Gabriel Avila came out like on fire, with a collective game where the foreigners, islanders, and Chocuanos showed superiority in the match to defeat the other island team, the Hurricanes, in all 4 quarters. With the outstanding work of the Dominican hoopster Jerry Flores and the islander Jermaine Farbs, who with the help of the foreign players and the rest of the team were able to achieve the victory in a resounding way by a score of 88-67 in their first game at the Cali Bubble of the Colombian Professional Basketball Tournament. William Cabeza talked about the league.
Esta liga está buenísima.
This league is very good, and you have some very strong teams, and we are all here for the same purpose. We are here to reach a goal, you know. Everyone, right now we are in a process, but we are here to do battle and to get ahead. I have confidence in my team, and I know we are going to go far.
Tonight, Caribbean Storm is facing Titanes of Barranquilla.